Alex Pereira has the left hook, Dan Henderson had the H-bomb, Mirko Cro Cop had the left kick, and Jacob Malkoun has the left hip, knocking out Andre Petroski with a very weird collision with the left hip as Petroski tried to shoot a takedown, running headfirst into Malkoun's iron left hip. No one saw it coming. That's fighting for you. You never know what happens. We can talk all about the different techniques and the skills and all this other stuff, which is fun to look at, but then things like this happens. There's something going on with these fight night cards. We had an arm bite in the last card, and now we got someone who knocked themselves out by running his head into the opponent's hip for a takedown. Such a rare thing to happen because Malkoun stepped into the takedown, which made the impact much harder when Petroski ducked under for the double leg takedown. So there's a lot of force from a very big man going headfirst into the opponent, right? And Jacob Malkoun, also a big guy, stepped forward with the left foot, throwing his hip forward as well into the head of Petroski. Not on purpose though. There's no way he tried to hit his head like that. Malkoun was looking to resist the takedown, not to hit Petroski's head and knock him out with that impact. But that caused it nonetheless. And you can see Petroski's head bounce off the hip, ricocheting from that kind of damage, dazing him. A collision of two forces, and Malkoun's hip won that collision against Petroski's head. After the blowback from colliding with the hip, Petroski continues the takedown but turns it into a single leg, but Malkoun is able to push his head away, turn his leg to the side so he can bring it inward, taking out his leg from the takedown, and Petroski loses all sort of balance from there, hitting the ground. So hips are going to beat heads. What a weird thing to happen, but it wasn't just the hip. You could also see Malkoun graze him with a jab first. Hits him on the right part of the top of the head. Not completely clean, grazes off of it, but you could see the impact on the head, right? Every single strike to the head is going to cause some sort of damage. And we just never know how much damage that is going to be. And I can guarantee this has something to do with Petroski getting hurt because he ran headfirst into the jab that grazed him and then immediately his head hits the hip. And that same part of the top of his head that he got jabbed at also hits the body of Malkoun. And Malkoun's right hand also grazes him as well, as it looked like he tried to stop the takedown. Not meaning to actually strike him, but his hand does hit the head as he brings it down. And that caused Petroski to lose his equilibrium, didn't really know where he was. He's on all fours, not embracing himself for what's to come next, and Malkoun soccer kicks his body. Look at the imprint on his ribs, that's crazy. That could be some serious damage, man. And he may have broken something because Petroski was in a lot of pain. And I can only imagine that his ribs have to be somewhat damaged from that. But what an unfortunate way to lose for Andre Petroski, who won the first round on the scorecards. The jab was working for Malkoun for most of that fight, but man, you can't beat the GOAT. Jacob Malkoun is building a legacy here. His next walkout song has to be Hips Don't Lie. Pound for pound, he's got to have the strongest hips in the UFC. No, I'm kidding, but such a weird way to lose the fight, and these fight night cards, there's just oddness to them. I don't understand what's going on, but at least it's bringing some sort of entertainment that's very different than what we're used to into these fights. So I hope you guys enjoyed the short breakdown, and if you did, make sure to give this a like, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.